And so don't wonder about whether that's going to happen or not. Okay? Because they did. They've always dealt with all these people who have had these technological advances. But this is where we're headed as mankind. The reason why we're headed here as mankind is because you're not just a human being. You're a soul. And your soul is cued into everything. And your soul is running the show. And the human is down here lagging way behind the soul. So the soul is the one that's saying, guess what? We're going to get somewhere. There's going to be progress. And in the last 2,500 years at a minimum, it hasn't let you down. It hasn't let any of us down. And we're all fused like a ball of energy, headed in that direction. Because we are one soul. And we have our soul and we're human. So it's like we're fragments of all of this. And yet, so your soul is already like, when do I get the battery pack? I mean, you know, it's just wondering, it's like, I'm ready for this, you know? Because it's already helped design it. It knows it has application. So, when I had the kind of understanding of how this Ezekiel wheel worked in prophecy, and I kept seeing it, what I then kept seeing is that a lot of these battery-operated units were wheels within wheels. That was how they were structured inside the actual unit. They were wheels within wheels. Okay, so Tesla was already inspired to give us free energy. We didn't get our free energy yet. We are going to get our battery packs. We are going to get our fuel cells. This is not going to kill and destroy you financially wise. These are going to be mass produced. And this is coming for all of us because we've worked for all of this.
So what, people are going to be going out of work because they're shutting down the different electric companies, but there's a lag, or people are being employed in making battery cells, or, I mean, there's going to be like an imbalance there?
Well, like this company, Alt-E, that my friend got the job with. I mean, they probably only have 50 to 70 employees in the whole place. But they're producing technology that's going to work for 100,000 people. So sometimes there isn't always a trade-off in terms of the amount of jobs produced versus what the technology is. But the reality is the person who's unemployed needs the technology even more than you, because they're the ones that can pay even less of their income to utilities. And if you fall on trouble in Palm Beach, there's no utility assistance around here. You're just left hanging unless you're on some kind of federal assistance program where you can get some kind of voucher type situation. But if you just lose your job and can't pay your utility bills, there's nothing for you at all. So everybody needs this technology because they not only need that money, but they need to take the house off the grid, because you don't need to be consuming coal and everything like that. These are still resources you have to keep.
Is there anything in your pyramid for population control? Like, I mean, the question is a great question, and we're just producing more. We're producing more people, and we have to take care of more people, and more people, more people, more people. And the natural checks and balances that you learned about in social studies, you know, in 7th grade, don't hardly exist anymore.
Right, exactly. Well, you know, one of the great things kind of in my capacity is I'm always hanging out in these different realms. You know, where like information is coming or whatever. And I got a little message regarding that the other night, which is that nobody has to reincarnate to this planet ever again. If you don't want to come back here, you don't have to come back here. Everybody's already done their work. You're free. And what I saw after that is that that is how kind of we naturally stop all this massive population growth. It's just that this place comes into check. But that's kind of the spiritual platform, and I'm trying to keep it kind of mainstream. But you asked that question, that's exactly what I heard, is that there's even less and less of that, like incarnating one way or the other.
Unless these people are needed to do something here in another incarnation. I mean, you're talking about this happening immediately or a couple of generations? What are we talking about?
Okay. For Like, we have 6 million people on the face of the earth today. The one guarantee that we have is that they're all going to die. They're all going to die at some point. You're born, you're going to die. And what I'm saying is, and this is out of the context of some people's thinking here, is that those of us who believe in reincarnation believe we cycle back through. We come back to learn a higher lesson, to do something, to embody angelic, whatever you've come for. The reality is, a good many people who are down here right now have nothing left to do on this planet. They don't have to be here anymore. Nobody has to, under any circumstances, come back down here unless they want to, which has not been the condition for, at least 100,000 years in terms of the karmic wheel. And karma, as I've also has been explained, is like a system that's collapsed. So there's no karmic reason anyone's got to come back here. Now I'm planning on coming back here. I like this place. It's nice enough for me. I think I'll meet even nicer people next time. I'm okay.
Yeah, but also in the meantime, I mean, this BP oil spill is going to be used as a political tool to do something else more thrilling or atomic.
That's the only thing that you can bet on a politician, is that he's going to play politics, period.
They're going to raise the price of gas, whatever.
Everything. And try and influence the election, whatever they can.
What about the karma being created by the BP oil spill?
Exactly. And my question about that would be, like, to you, do you see that as your karma or their karma, or like where would you place karma in that whole spectrum?
I think it's part of the collective karma.
Yeah. I would agree. What I think this oil spill is, it's almost like saying, realize who you are. Realize who you are. Realize what you want. Realize what you don't want. Realize what you don't have to do to yourself. Realize what you don't have to do to your environment. And I think it was very interesting that before the oil spill, Obama said we're going to do offshore drilling. And I'll tell you what, I thought that was a smart political move. Not that I agree with offshore drilling, but I said, you know what? He's keeping this party that he can never work with happy.